Okay, we are live. Welcome, viewers, to episode 4 of the Affordable Armory Show live. I'm very excited for tonight's show. We're going to be talking about concealed carry insurance. And I've got a special guest with me this evening. This is Perry from Right to Bear. So, Perry, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, Justin, thanks for having me on. So my name's Perry with Right to Bear, Right to Bear Insurance, whatever you want to call it. And we are the newest concealed carry insurance. We call ourselves self-defense insurance because we don't cover just folks with a permit, right? The constitutional carry states cover those as well. We cover the folks without a permit in the permit states. So we do it all as far as self-defense liability. And man, we're almost 6 months old, which is kind of scary to think about. And, growing every single day and learning market trends, just studying the layout of where we are, not only as a company, but where our country is in regards to the gun laws, the different states that are now adapting to constitutional carry. I think Florida is probably going to be the next one to go. I could be wrong in saying that, but it looks like they're the next domino to fall, and hopefully my great state of South Carolina will do the same here shortly. That's our constitutional right to carry and to have firearms at our disposal. I don't believe that the Constitution is outdated because it is still the longest lasting form of government in the history of mankind. I'm excited. I'm excited to share more about Right to Bear, the advantages of Right to Bear, and then, just like we talked about pre-show, why we believe that, Right to Bear is one of the more affordable plans out there. We really give everybody an option to purchase some type of coverage, and also would love to share the advantages of our plan versus maybe some of the others that you've heard of or seen.
Sure. Well, that's cool. And so right off the bat, we've got a question from Guy Knoll. Okay, I live in a stand your ground state with a castle law. To what kind of self-defense insurance do I need? So that was going to be my first question for you is, what is carry insurance and why should someone get it?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. You look at where our country is from a litigious standpoint. I mean, man, we can sue anybody for anything at any time. And yes, you're right. South Carolina is another castle doctrine state. So somebody enters your property and is on your property line. You have the right to defend yourself. It's not a retreat state. Like some of the other, I don't know the exact term. It's like, you may be able to help me out. It's like the retreat, basically. You have to retreat prior to using, force.
Duty to retreat. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, drawn a blank there. And you wonder why. Well, somebody comes on your property and you have to use your firearm to keep them from harming you or your family or any loved ones. You might not go to jail for it, but let me tell you, you're going to be sued civilly, right? There's two coins to this litigious battle that you find yourself in a self-defense shooting or self-defense incident for that matter. So you have the criminal side, which is what keeps you, the criminal defense, as we call it in our policy. It keeps you out of jail. You have a criminal defense attorney to tell you all the right things to say, make sure that you're clear in your head and hold your hand through that process. Well, on the civil side, you might get and I don't know if we want to dive into politics, and we'll leave politics out of it. But if you get somebody who's anti-gun, right, and they're prosecuting you, they're going to say, well, you didn't need to shoot your gun. You didn't need to do this and blah, blah, blah. And now you're spending, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in civil court, having to keep from paying out a civil damage or a civil judgment to the other party. So why do you need it? Because if somebody steps onto your property and you shoot them, you're going to be sued civilly. And if you want to one, you got to pay for the attorney somehow to keep you from completely losing your shirt. And two, our insurance includes civil judgment. So if the courts do deem that you didn't need to shoot, right, that they were on your property, but they weren't attacking you, they were simply standing there and there's a miscommunication or a misunderstanding, then our type of insurance is actually going to cover that judgment that's awarded against you, right? The hospital bills, the mental anguish that nobody can put a dollar amount to, right? I mean, guys, these bills hit $100,000 before you blink, right? There's one of the attorneys that represents Right to Bear, and we'll talk about how Right to Bear allows you the choice of an attorney, but we do prefer that you use ours because they're vetted and they are firearms specific when it comes to different things like this. So they've been through what you might experience, what I might experience, just what you might experience one day. So we believe in what they stand for, but yeah, it's you can get sued for anything, and our policy is going to protect you from that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so real quick, are you going to be at the NRA show?
No, our team will not be there. We actually didn't have a scheduling conflict. We just simply, being a new company, being startup, next thing you know, it jumped on us and we were like, oh, we need to get to NRA. Well, by the time that we went to throw our name in the ring, everything was booked up. So.
Okay. I was just curious because I see that Jenny J 1911 is in the chat. This is her mug, and she's got a YouTube channel. So maybe hit her up. But she was on a live chat on her channel last night asking for a booth that she should go visit. And so that's why I asked that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, we I wish, but we will be there next year, realistically. If not, something wrong happened,
Yeah. So you mentioned choosing your own attorney and things like that. And some of the things I talk about when I'm teaching my concealed carry classes, like when we're talking about what's going to happen after you use your gun, like you are going to get arrested. Do you have $50,000 you can just throw in the trash can just to bail you out of jail, let alone attorney fees and things like that?
That's where I was going with my last statement. I'm glad you brought me back on. One of our attorneys that we've partnered with, he told us that without our retainer and our partnership with his firm and himself, somebody off the street hired him to use his services in a criminal proceeding. Can you guess what his immediate fee cost is? Just
not off the top of my head. No,
take a guess.
I don't know.
Take a stab.
Like I said, I usually say 50,000, but is it higher?
$65,000.
65. Yeah. So I'm even low on the ballpark.
Now I'll tell you, not everybody's like that, but this guy's big time, right? And he can basically set his own rate. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you, Justin. I don't have $65,000 to snap my fingers and pay some attorney.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I tell them. Like, I don't have 50. I say, like I said, I usually say 50,000, but I don't have $50,000 to just burn up, throw in the trash can.
Here's the crazy thing is that the average incident, the average case of something like this, and I know there's not millions a year, but there's a handful of them that happen yearly. The average case ranges between $100,000 to $300,000.
Yeah,
that's a ton of money.
Yeah,
right. The example when I speak to our CWP classes here at Palmetto State Armory in South Carolina is, I tell them, listen, our silver plan, which is our middle of the road plan, $20 a month, $20.95 a month, gives you up to $500,000 of coverage for civil defense, criminal defense, and civil damage coverage. Multi-state coverage is included, which most of the competition requires you to add that on. And we give you the choice of an attorney. So if you have a great relationship with somebody, you can use them. Again, like we said, we have really, really good attorneys that we can appoint you with. If not, there are others that you can choose for yourself, and we're not going to hold you to using specifically ours. We believe that to be a huge, huge advantage, having civil damages included and multi-state included in our policy. A couple of the key competitors, I guess we'll call it that in that state, they require you to add that on top of your premium. And when it's all said and done, once you've added those other optional coverages, our premium's basically neck and neck.
Yeah. So that's really cool. And so you have a tiered structure to your plans too, as well. I mean, which is similar to what other companies have, but
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they have tiers, and then some of them, as you mentioned, have add-ons. Like if you want to be protected in all 50 states, that's typically an add-on, whereas with y'all, it's not. So talk about that as far as your plans.
Yeah, for sure. So we have 4 tiers. It's a bronze, silver, gold, and platinum tier. Our bronze plan starts at $10.95 per month. It's $115 for the year, and that gives you up to $50,000 of coverage just to get you started, right? That's our most affordable plan. It's actually one of the most affordable plans that you can buy in it. And to be honest, last I checked, it is the most affordable plan in the market right now.
That's incredible. 50,000, like, which isn't a lot, as we just talked about, but that's for $100, $115 a year.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah,
like that. If you want to define affordable carry insurance, there it is.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And then I'll tell you too, our biggest and most popular plan I know on our website when we first started, it was our gold plan. But I tell you, after the chips and the dust have fallen, our silver plan has taken the crown so far as our most popular plan. And the reason is because it gives you up to $500,000 of coverage. And like I said, for your normal run-of-the-mill incident, which it's hard to even say there's a normal run-of-the-mill incident, but when it comes to the actuarial studies that have been done, you're typically going to max out at about $300,000. That's the most expensive, but outside of the politicized ones that you saw on Fox News and CNN, our silver plan is going to cover that all day. Now, there are some smoke and mirrors where people say unlimited defense. Well, yes, technically there are people that offer that, and that's something that we're getting ready to move to. And that's more from a sales and a marketing side, because they know the reason they promote unlimited is because they know that the normal case that they have is going to top out at that $100,000 to $300,000 mark. But when you look at adding multi-state, and you can add a spouse on that silver plan for $5 a month. So for instance, my wife and I are on the silver plan. I have her on our plan. We have me and her both have up to $500,000 of coverage. And it's $25 a month. You go to Starbucks 3 times, you and your wife or you and your husband in the course of a month, and you've already blown well past the $25.
Yeah. Yeah, and we talked about that last week. We had Riders Range on the channel, and he has an interesting definition of affordable. He says anything up to like $1,600 is affordable, and that's how he does it. He said, look, $6 a day of Starbucks, and in a little over 200 days, you've got enough money to buy that super fancy gun. And so same thing, if you make having carry insurance a priority, you think you can't afford it, then maybe make a few lifestyle changes, like not going out to eat or not going to Starbucks every day.
Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you why you need it. And here's the crazy thing is, like, our policy, we cover not only just guns, it's a true self-defense policy. So if you're ever in an altercation and there's force that's required, right? You use a bat or you use a crossbar or a crowbar to knock somebody out because they're coming into the house, or you're in the yard cutting the grass and there's some type of issue going on. Your home insurance policy, your umbrella policy that sits over your home policy does not cover acts of self-defense. Zero coverage.
Yeah.
So if you don't carry a policy like ours, no pun intended there, if you don't have a policy like ours, you have no liability coverage that extends. And so you are literally seconds away from losing everything. And I mean, when I tell the classes, I'm not just giving you my sales pitch. It's like, I've been working. I graduated college. Oh my gosh, it's scary. 6 years ago. And I've been working really, really, really hard these last 6 years to get myself in a financial place to where I feel like, I'm not going to have to eat ramen noodles the rest of my life. Right.
Yeah.
The snap of my fingers, it could be gone. Done.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Equity in my home, my car,
Mm-hmm.
savings account, retirement account. Hell, they might even take my new Corgi I just got, right? You
Mm-hmm.
never know what they're going to do. The only thing they can't take is the cash value of a whole life insurance policy. Don't ask me why I know that.
Yeah, that's
I've worked in
interesting.
insurance my entire career and
Yeah.
have learned that that's the only thing they can't touch. And unless you have a whole life insurance policy, you are, I tell you, you're SOL if you're in an incident and you get sued. Because here's the thing, you might not lose. You might win. You might be completely 1,000% justified. Do you want to pay an attorney $65,000 out of your pocket to represent you? I'll answer that for you. It's no.
Right. Because how are you going to come up with that money? You're going to mortgage, you're going to sell your house, or, sell your car, or whatever. All those things that you just listed that you worked hard for, you're going to have to get rid of them in order to pay that, unless you have 65,000 just to burn up, like we talked about a minute ago.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And so, when you look at the plan, like I mentioned, silver plan for us, I have my wife on there too. Like I said, $25 a month. I don't have the math right in front of me, but I do know that that's less than $1 a day. I can make a lifestyle change for less than $1 a day.
Sure. That's
right?
that's $300 a year. That still comes in lower than comparable policies from other companies. I'll tell you that right now.
There's no question.
That's probably about $200 below your nearest competition.
Yeah, and that's why we've had such a hot success coming out of the gates. Then obviously with our partnership with Palmetto State Armory, it's kind of a no-brainer there when you got millions of people that are purchasing firearms from them, and we're right there holding their hand. Hey, when they purchase a gun, we're right there in front of them. Don't forget, you better purchase some type of defense, whether it be from us or somebody, but we prefer it be from Right to Bear because you need this type of coverage. And that's how Right to Bear was birthed. Was we were meeting with the leadership team at Palmetto State Armory, and we wanted to discuss with them how can they better protect and further support the Second Amendment and better protect their customers. Then they have millions of customers every year. And being two insurance guys, we just said, like, you guys should offer some type of insurance coverage to all of the people that are buying your guns. And literally the next day they were like, we want to do that, and we want you guys to get it started for us. And logistics all worked out. And next thing you know, we're out here selling self-defense policies, which started in November. And we're about almost to the 6-month mark of Right to Bear. And man, I tell you, we are starting to scale in a big way. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to tell you that there are a lot of people that have been looking for this type of policy for a long time. And to know that Palmetto State Armory, a trusted supplier of firearms and soon to be ammunition,
right?
We're super excited that they decided to extend their footprint into not only do they want to protect the Second Amendment and protect individuals that believe in that amendment, but they want to protect the folks that would need to use those firearms that they're buying from them, right? So it just was a perfect match, and we're happy to be in the market. And I think it's good because it gives the people another option from some of the other competitors that you've seen. Everybody's got their own little wrinkle, which is kind of their thing to get ahead, if you'll call it that. But I think the coolest part about this industry is it competitive? Absolutely. Everybody's trying to be the best in their space, but ultimately, I think we're all like-minded and like-hearted in the sense of we're out here to protect gun owners, specifically, and we're here to protect folks that believe in the Second Amendment and believe that if you are in a life-threatening situation and you have to use deadly force, you're not going to be left with your shirt off.
Yeah. So speaking of your partnership with Palmetto State Armory, you guys were running a promo. Maybe you're still running it. You want to talk about that? Because that's pretty awesome promo.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
So
Talk about incentive to join. That's
you talk about not only the need for this policy, but just a great thing that we do with PSA is we offer a tiered discount system at Palmetto State Armory with the purchase of a right to bear policy, right to bear membership, whatever you want to call it. So let's use our tiered system. If you buy our bronze plan, which is our least expensive plan, most affordable, you get a discount for $20. If you buy a silver plan, you get a discount at PSA for $40. A gold policy, you get $70, and a platinum, you get $100. Now, that's not $100 off the premium. That's a $100 discount code that you receive in your member portal, which goes to a purchase at Palmetto State Armory. So it could be used towards the new Rock or the ARK that they just came out with, or we recommend.
Dagger.
Yeah, the Dagger. We recommend people buy ammunition so they can go and practice shooting. So if they're ever in an incident, that they can, be ready for it. Now, I'll tell you too, because of having that great conversation that we had at the gathering. One of the other extensions that we want to do too is that anybody, and I don't know, Justin, if you've dropped the link in the chat box yet, but I would go ahead and do that. If you have.
Yeah, let me do that while you're talking. I'll go find it.
So Justin's going to drop the affiliate. We have a little bit of affiliate partnership, which is really exciting for us. But anybody that signs up tonight from that link is going to get an additional $40 off PalmettoStateArmory.com. So let's use our silver policy, because I've been riding that wave all night. You buy a silver policy, you're automatically going to get $40 off at PSA.com. Well, if you do that, go ahead and send us the confirmation email to our customer service email. I'll personally make sure that you receive an additional $40 off PSA.com. So if you sign up for a silver plan tonight, you'll get $80 off PalmettoStateArmory.com. And so a silver plan is $235 a year. So in a sense, if you use that code and you want to credit that in your mind, which a lot of folks do as a discount on the insurance, which I know it doesn't apply towards the premium, but it will apply towards a gift, the rebate. You're looking at a silver plan that is simply, what is that? What's the math there? $155, or no, not $155. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, $155 premium for $500,000 of coverage. So I think we did the math. If you spend $20 a month, it would take you 10,000 months to spend $200,000, which is what you're going to pay in a self-defense shooting. I would rather pay $20,000 or $20. I'm sorry. I'd rather pay $20 a month for the rest of my life than have to just cut a check right now for $200,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just me. So all that being said, there are some great discounts involved with the purchase of one of our plans. I'll tell you right now, you absolutely need it. This is not I hope you consider it. This is a policy that you need, just like you need home insurance, just like you need car insurance. This is an extension of your home policy that currently doesn't exist if you don't have it. So we're here to bridge that gap for everybody. And we believe in the product, as you can tell. I'm passionate about it. And want everybody to find some type of insurance. We just believe that ours is the best.
Yeah. And that's cool, guys. I didn't know he was going to do that. He just now dropped that on me. I just invited him to come talk about, the product that he offers. And I had no idea he was going to give you all a discount like that. So that's really cool. And so, yeah, I did throw the link in there for you guys. If you want to check it out and sign up for a policy, that'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I guess let's break it down a little bit more. So you talked about the different tiers. You got the bronze, the silver, the gold, and the platinum. You talked a little bit about being able to choose your own attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Did you talk about covering spouses?
I did, just briefly, and I want to do this actually. If you can bear with me for 1 second, I am going to pull up our website and then share my screen. How about that?
Oh, that works too. Yeah, absolutely. That'd probably be the easiest way. They can just look at it.
Yeah, because I'd like to share screen.
There we go.
All right. Do you see the website?
Yeah, I just added it to the stream.
Now, is my screen showing me or is it showing the website?
We got both of us on and the screen.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, well, let me go to my plans page. How about that? Does everybody, you see those, Justin?
Yeah. Yeah,
All
should
right.
be seeing that.
So I think we should see right there's perfect. All right, so you got our 4 tiers of coverage. As you see, here's our discounts: $20 off PSA.com, $40 off 70 and 100. Civil and criminal defense coverage up to $50,000. Civil damages are included in that. Multi-states included in that. Psychological support. If you're ever in an incident and you are just shook to the core, we will cover any kind of counseling bills or appointments that you feel that you need to kind of get yourself back to full recovery. We'll cover that.
Oh,
we also cover expert witness coverage. So if you
Mm-hmm.
have to hire a witness on your behalf to testify for you.
That's not an add-on either. That's included.
No, that is also included.
Because that's another one that companies are like, oh yeah, we'll give you expert witness for an extra $2.99 a month or whatever.
Yep,
So,
that's right. That's right. So if you see here on the page, you get a total of $50,000 for bronze, $500,000 for silver, $1 million for gold, $2 million for platinum. These premiums down here below are the annual premiums. So to add a spouse, like I said, $60 or $5 a month. For a bronze, you can add for $4 a month. Right here is $7.95 a month, and then here I believe is $8.95 a month. For spousal coverage, your bail bond reimbursement is $75 for the year. And that gives you $50,000 for bail. Compensation in court right there gives you $200 per day while in court in missing time off at work. So that's $35 for the year or $395 per month. And then the accidental discharge is $75 for the year, $795 a month. I'll tell you, we actually had, Justin's crazy. The day after I met you, we had our first incident at Right to Bear, and it was an accidental discharge incident. And fortunately, the insured actually had this endorsement on his policy. He was sitting at home on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, was cleaning his gun, and when he was cleaning his gun, he had a bullet in the chamber, shot the bullet through his wall, and he lives in a condo. So the bullet goes into the neighbor's house. So he is literally freaking out, calls the hotline, and pushes right to our leadership team. Leadership team holds his hand. We find out no one was home, no one was injured, but you can only imagine what happens if that bullet hits somebody in the other house, or if that person in the other condo is an anti-gun activist, despises firearms.
You shot a hole in my house. I'm gonna sue the living crap out of you. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's how it goes, man. And and we were fortunately enough, but we held his hand to make sure that he realized that everything was gonna be okay. But man, I'll tell you, listening to his voice on the call, just shaking, literally shaking, and having somebody to answer the phone for him, hold his hand during that process, and let him know everything was going to be okay, and that you had a company to stand there with you and bridge that gap to keep them out of jail or complete financial ruin. I think it speaks volumes to not only the product that we have, but the product in general. It gives you incredible peace of mind. And I'll tell you, in my short time on this planet and short time as a professional, peace of mind is really, really important. I find that much more valuable than any dollar amount. Now I know I say that now. I would like a check for $1 billion. I think that would give me nice peace of mind. But peace of mind is valuable. And I'm sitting here looking at the bending ballistics. Why would you clean your firearm while you loaded? That's we asked him the same question. His response was that he didn't realize it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you're right. It's firearm safety 101, and we're human. We make mistakes, right? Part of it. I'll tell you too, talking about right to bear and talking about this self-defense insurance. There's a company here in Columbia, South Carolina, where we live. It's called Franklin Defense, and they do SWAT training, and they do Army training, military training, law enforcement training. They also have a shooting simulator, right? It's like a video game, right? It has a projector, and you have your plastic gun, right? It's basically like a 9mm little plastic gun that you use. It does have a trigger, so you can feel it click when you pull it. And he has a home invasion scenario. So
that's cool.
he starts it. And basically, it starts off as you sitting in bed, and you hear like the doorknob trying to open. Then you hear like this glass break, and it's in the middle of the night. And it's dark and can't see, and you kind of walk down the stairs, and it takes you like down the stairs, and then it turns the corner, and there's a dude there with a crowbar like this, like 5 feet in front of you. And basically, like, you turn the corner, you pull, and you shoot. Like, that's just like, he put me through it.
Yeah.
He paused it and was like, that's how it happens.
Yeah.
You go down to see what's going on, and next thing you know, you turn and there's a dude with a crossbar, and you're not going to stand there and go, hey man, don't hit me. You're shooting that guy.
Right.
Out of fear, point blank.
Yeah, your pure instinct, like, bang.
Yeah, and it just begins there. The invasion, the home invasion, the bank account invasion, the peace of mind invasion begins the second you pull that trigger. What do they say? That there's an attorney attached to every bullet that's fired. It's a real deal, man. It's scary, and that's why we created Right to Bear.
Yeah, and so speaking of peace of mind, you mentioned in your when we were showing the cost breakdown, counseling. I think that's interesting because I don't know of any other company that offers that. As a matter of fact, I asked recently about that, and they said, "Oh, your medical insurance covers that." So how did y'all squeeze that in there?
Well, it was just something that we were looking at when we were building the product. Was
I don't think any of your competitors offer that. I may be wrong.
Yeah, I think one of them do. I can't remember which one does, but we noticed it when we were researching it. We were like, it's a pretty cool little service, right? Whether it sways people one way or the other, we're in the business of doing the right thing, and we want to offer every benefit that we possibly can to anybody that is in a situation like this. And so we went ahead and threw that into our package, automatically included in the premium. And, we just believe that it's something that would be needed, whether it be used or not. Whether you have an incident and you go, I did shoot that person, or I did bash that person on the head with the baseball bat when I went down the stairs. I don't need counseling, and that's okay. You don't have to use it, but it is there if someone needs it.
Yeah. So going back a bit, we had this question here. How does the 50 states work when Louisiana is a Napoleonic state and their attorneys can't practice anywhere else, and vice versa?
So I
guess you would have to choose an attorney in Louisiana then, right?
Well, actually, there's a law. It's called it's a legal term, and I think it's a Latin term called pro habechi, where if you have a specific practice of law, you can actually apply to use and practice in somebody's state, and you just hang your license with a firm, so they don't have to necessarily live or or be barred in Louisiana. There's like I said, pro habechi, you can hang your license with another firm to represent somebody in Louisiana. So
okay, so basically you're saying there's loopholes that can be
there are. That's a national practice that you can do. Trust me, we've been through it all. When we were growing the program, we were like, good God, do we need 50 attorneys in every state off the bat? And they were like, well, not quite.
Right.
So we were actually able to hand pick and hand select a very specific panel. There's not 50 attorneys. There's a handful of them that we've specifically chosen in each region of the country in their firm to represent our insureds.
Yeah. Well, cool. And so let's see. I had another question and I lost track of it. So
no, you're good. No, I'll tell you
to,
too. What's super exciting about our future at Right to Bear is that, we offer a great product. We offer, great service. We offer great benefits with the member or the discounts to Palmetto State Armory. And if you're just joining us now, if you sign up with a Right to Bear policy, you automatically get discounts at PSA. And we highly recommend you use the link that Justin's dropping in the chat box to go to our website. But if you sign up tonight, our team will send you an additional $40 off to PalmettoStateArmory.com, in addition to the discount you already get. So if you buy a silver plan, you're going to get $80 off tonight instead of just the $40 that you normally would get. So it's a pretty cool little deal there. But we're getting ready to transition from one website platform to another. So there is a little bit of a transition period, and we'll be done with that in about 6 weeks. When that is complete, we'll be getting ready to upload our first series of training and educational content done by former law enforcement that work for PSA, that have a full-blown curriculum that will be uploaded into the member portal. So not only are you getting insurance, you're going to get discounts at PSA, but you're going to get training, gun laws, safety education to properly use a firearm, what to do, what not to do, when involved in an incident, how to properly prepare for one. So if it ever happens, you're ready. We hope that it never does. But we're also going to do preventative care that we want to train our folks to avoid instances like this. And there are things you can do to actually take proactive steps to never be involved in an incident. So,
So just threw a question up. Yeah, firearm replacement, yes or no?
Yes. Here's a great thing about our program and the affiliation with Palmetto State Armory is that what we will do is we'll actually replace that firearm with your choice, but we will try our best to replace it with a PSA style of that firearm. So, for instance, if you're using a Glock, it's called just a 9mm, right? And that gets confiscated, we will replace that with a PSA dagger. So,
right,
pretty cool. It might not be exactly what you prefer. You might want your Glock back, but listen, we're homers. We believe in our sister company in Palmetto State Armory. We believe they're the best in the country, and we want to be able to supply all of our insureds. In a firearm replacement situation, we want to be able to use our big brother, if we'll call him that.
Yeah. Cool. And so you briefly touched on this, but it reminded me of my question. You were talking about future offerings, because we talked about that in person at the gathering. So the training program is coming soon then? That's
that'll be it's already done. We are holding off to roll it out with the new platform that we are getting ready to release. Also getting ready to come out with a new product that offers unlimited defense with the option to add civil damages. And so we're gearing up for that. So little trade secret right there. We are going to offer everything that the market wants, right? So there are some people that kind of like the prepaid legal model. Some people like the insurance. So what are we going to do? We're going to offer both. So Right to Bear can literally be the one-stop shop for all things self-defense insurance.
Wow, that is cool. And that is interesting. Yeah. Can you expand upon that for maybe people's knowledge? Because some of the competitors are like what you just said, that word there,
prepaid legal.
Yeah. Like there's some that it's a pool of money that is collected, and then when an incident happens, that pool of money goes to defend that person.
Correct.
Right?
So that model,
and then separate from that, there is insurance, which is what we're talking about here.
The biggest difference is in prepaid legal and insurance. An insurance policy is an indemnity policy. Indemnity means to make somebody whole, to recover them as if an incident had never happened before,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what that means is that if you lose in civil court and you owe money, our insurance policy is going to cover that. Like you owe money not only to your attorneys, but you owe money to the other party in the incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas prepaid legal is simply only going to cover the attorney fees. Anything more than that, you are on your own. And that's why we believe the insurance policy is better. But, we don't always get the opportunity to have these 45 to hour long live streams to discuss the difference in the importance of the insurance product over the prepaid legal. So what do? We give everybody what they want. It's part of business, right? You want to offer a plan that gives people that prepaid legal option. Sure, people seem to like it. There's a couple competitors that do really well with it. Why not do what they're doing? And then we can continue to offer our insurance product and, continue to, offer what we still believe to be the best product in the market.
Yeah. So we got another question here about covering a firearms trust.
That's a good question. So right now we don't. That's another product. You talk about future products. We're going to offer a gun physical damage, which my interpretation of that question would be firearm trust. Is that firearms trust? Is that referring to like a collection of firearms, like in a safe? Maybe is that what you think he might be referring to there?
I would imagine maybe he's talking about that or NFA items and things like that. A lot of people have a trust for their suppressors and their short barrel rifles and things like that.
Gotcha. Well, I'm not sure. We currently don't. To answer your question, no, not right now.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that question either. So
that's the first time I've gotten that in all of my. That was the first time I've gotten that question in the handful of live streams that I've done. And when I say handful, my wife always gives me a hard time. There was one time back in maybe January, February, I was literally doing 3 a week.
Oh wow!
So there was 1 week where somebody got in the chat box and was like, "This is the 3rd time I've seen Perry this week." Mm-hmm. So we were making our rounds, getting your name out there, and so we've been able to sample our customers and sample the people that have inquired about this policy pretty hard, and I think offering both products is definitely something that's going to help us from a business standpoint for coverage.
Yeah. Cool. I guess, man, what else is there? What else is there that we haven't covered? I mean, we've talked about spouses. We've talked about choosing your own attorney. We've talked about the value that you guys add being one of the most affordable offerings out there. Anything that we've missed that I haven't asked you about yet?
Oh man, no, not really. I'll tell you, kind of as we wrap up, by default, as we've touched every point, is, we have, we are really, really excited. The partnership with Palmetto State Armory has been amazing. As you guys well know, they're a great company. They offer great products, and we're excited. We're just really excited about the future. They've been super great to work with, and also just thinking back to kind of in the back of my head as we were talking earlier about how Right to Bear came to be, thinking about the start of how all of this came up and to see where we are now. It just makes me excited for the future. There are some jurisdictions like in San Jose, California, as of right now. We believe in August they are going to start mandating this type of insurance be purchased by their the residents of that city. And I'll tell you right now, we can't stand the fact that someone would mandate somebody do anything.
Yeah.
It's like the COVID stuff. Like, no offense, and I don't mean this disrespectfully to anybody, but I'm the biggest anti-vaccine mandate of all time. I know my parents got the vaccine because they felt like they needed it, and that was their personal freedom to do, and we don't want to mandate anything. But the last thing we want is we don't want our type of insurance and our type of product to be demonized by government mandates, because it's actually a great product, and we believe everyone needs it, but we also believe everyone should have the choice to want it and not be forced to buy it.
Sure. And I'm with you there. Like I don't typically talk politics on the channel, but I know the law that you're referring to out there in California, and because it's the only one like that in the country as far as I know. And I would recommend people jump on your program then. And if anyone out there listening is in California or in that area where this law has been passed, it's a horrible law, and it should not be a law, but it is. And if you want to comply with it, Right to Bear is like, it's going to be there to help you guys out. So.
Yeah. So our pitch is, the folks that are trapped and can't get out, we're there to hold your hand and offer a great product and an affordable product for you.
Yeah. And then Vending Ballistics got another one. Is PSA the only company Right to Bear is with? That's so you guys aren't really with PSA, right?
Yeah.
You are.
We're not with them.
You're affiliated with them, but you're not with them. You're a separate company. But
correct, we are our own separate entity, separate company. We just happen to be related, if you'll call it that, through the business chain to Palmetto State Armory, and because they believe in the product that that we're offering, they decided that they wanted to truly partner with a company to offer it, and we were the lucky winners of that partnership.
Yeah, and that's it's my understanding that Palmetto, their idea is they want everyone to be able to afford a gun, right? And that's why they've made ARs very, very affordable, like well below what other people are doing. Now they have the Dagger, which is basically a $300 Glock, and things like that. And so it makes sense, at least in my mind, based on the discussion we've had tonight, that they would partner with someone like you. Like, hey, we believe in having carry insurance. Let's get it out there and make it affordable, so that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars of your own money.
Or even it is hundreds, but
a
couple $100. Like I said, I mean, I don't have the quick math right in front of me, but for $20 a month, and I mean, golly, for $10 a month, $10.95 a month to have some type of coverage, hard to beat.
Yeah, that blew my mind. I didn't review the policies before we started chatting, but when you threw that bronze one out there, I was like, wow, for basically, less than $100 a year, and you get.
Yeah, it's right there. So it's a pretty good little plan.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. We're at almost 50 minutes. I don't really have any more questions for you. Is there anything else you want to throw out there? Because we've talked about a lot.
I would just, in closing, which is crazy. We were talking before the show how fast that 50 minutes went by.
Yeah.
In closing, I'll tell you that I would go ahead and drop that link one more time for your viewers, and just remind everybody that this is a product that is something that you absolutely need. We'd love to be able to serve that need for you. And if you do, our team will send you an additional $40 off at psa.com. All you have to do is forward your confirmation email to our customer service email, which is info@protectwithbear.com. Just like our website URL, just info@protectwithbear.com. And you will be able to get you that additional $40 off that at palmettostatearmory.com.
Right on. Well, Perry, man, this has been an absolute pleasure. The comments were good tonight, and we had some cool people jump in the chat that I didn't know were coming today. That was kind of cool, and very, very informative. I think I'm going to probably reshare this one at least once, if not more than once, because lots of valuable information presented tonight. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on, and everybody have a great night, and we're here to serve you if you need it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Perry, for being on the show.
You bet. Take care.
See y'all next week.